Last time on Dice Funk.
You grab onto Reso's hand, and you find somebody, like a soldier that you didn't see, some like blind spot that you didn't know existed, comes at you, and will come down with their sword and strike General Reso right over her hand and sever it.
I am KO'd. I am down.
Oh, you're down?
I'm down. I had 3 hit points left.
Oh no!
If it's someone getting Faye in the back, I think like Faye was trying to get closer to Reso and the other person, and then just like hitches as like someone like fucking gets them with a sword in the back, and they just like fall forward.
I mean, I pick it up. It's mine now.
Yeah. When you pick it up, you see that this looks very similar to one of those sort of metals made of bottle caps and like crushed tin that General Reso had sort of lining her fake military jacket.
If you want to brutally cut down the size of the queue and institute more barriers, then you should not bring Hylia back, because I think that's Bishop Bittercreek's platform.
So Cassidy, as you ask that, he kind of deeply sighs. And he says, I got to see who President Slater is, and I am not necessarily swayed by the character of the president.
Alright, it sounds like we're all in agreement then. If you still have some things to hash out with Cassidy, we can take care of that after the life-threatening circumstances, like I believe Stranger said.
Stranger will turn to the assemblage of Cassidy's warriors and say, if any of you have a problem with this current scenario and the, I suppose, change of leadership, you may take it up with the complaints department. And he gestures to Harvest.
One of the neurodivergent chairs, I think. I don't know. I feel like they have an official name.
I've seen people refer to them as like the neurodivergent chair. I've also seen them called the bisexual chair.
Yeah, I feel similar energy. Yeah, I need one of the bisexual neurodivergent chairs. This one doesn't have enough room for me to have a leg up and crisscross applesauce at the same time.
You need to be able to swap between like 6 different seating patterns that no one has ever invented before.
I googled bisexual chair, and there's wooden contraption, which I don't think is what you all are talking about.
Let me see. You know me, Austin. It might be.
But I also do a lot of podcasts, and I hear a lot of squeaky chairs and a lot of fidgeting, a lot of touching the mic, touching the desk. It is my extreme belief, my unreasonable hot take, that if you're recording a podcast, your body should remain stone still. Pretend Medusa is looking directly into your eyes.
Yeah, but my brain's got fidget energy. It's got to be doing stuff. It's got to be moving around in the weird chair that has all sorts of angles on it.
I have something else I want to share, and that was on my way home from work. I saw a bumper sticker that I thought was like a Jesus thing because it looked like it had a cross on it. No, it turned out to be something about electrical workers, and I'm just going to drop it in chat here.
Oh no.
Because it had the phrase, putting wood in the hood, fire in the wire, poles in the holes, wattage in the cottage. I'm just like, that's a...
Yeah, we get it. You fuck.
We get it, yes. You fuck, and you do wire electricity at the same time.
I like the profession-specific little fun jokes. Like when I was on school newspaper, we all had shirts that said, "We have issues."
Yeah.
Okay, now, I know it's like gone midnight for me when I record this, but we've got to be here doing something today because you are taking me away from playing Hades 2, so what are we doing? What are we up to?
What are you holding Laura hostage for, Austin?
Yeah, to date the episode, you're playing Animal Well and Hades 2 simultaneously, one with each hand, so you can pinpoint this day exactly.
Yeah.
Are we not going to talk about how I'm enjoying Star Rail 2.3 update? This is an equally large video game release.
We have another podcast for that.
This is the end of the Penacony saga.
The Penny Coney saga? Are they fucking with us?
Penacony. I didn't make up the names.
That sounds like a terrible wasting disease. I got Penacony. I have 3 weeks.
I'm just over here with my little Saga Emerald Beyond and being happy with it in my little corner here. Yeah.
Are you telling me you don't remember exactly where we are, Laura? Are you trying to imply it's been more than a day or two since we recorded?
Oh, trust me, it's been a long time, and I've been agonizing over the fact that I've not yet had an opportunity to do the thing that I need to do the first instance I can, which is have Barbella go and admit what she has done, so that someone else doesn't go, aha, you've been caught in things. I've been stressing about this for a while. Sorry for the 1 week since we last recorded.
Definitely not a month. So last we left the adventure, the storm giant Wight had descended from Banyan Island into the ocean to search for the rattlesnake, to kill it because he considers it an unnatural abomination against the cycle of death and, souls and all that. He's an extremely conservative guy. And so from your perspective underwater, it is just as if a terrible maelstrom has begun circling the town of Zolfo. It's very much, if we're in a Wild West mode, imagine there's a twister. You're on an Oklahoma farm and there's a tornado outside and it's just circling your town like a shark. Whenever you look out into the distance, you can see it churning up the dark water. Sometimes lightning crackles off it, which shouldn't be possible underwater, I don't think, but the storm giant is magic. One of its inherent abilities is to control the weather. So this whole arc, while you're in town, there's just this enormous storm system circling and circling. And that is something to be concerned about. If the last arc was the tournament arc, this is the storm giant arc.
That sounds overpowered. Can you tone some of the abilities down, Austin? Rebalance. I need patch notes.
I thought you said there was going to be the disaster movie arc, just like, and then there's going to be a volcano that erupts at the same time and an earthquake and a meteor strike all at once,
We had volcano in the rattlesnake arc, the second one, so we'll get to some of the other natural disasters as we go along. Undersea earthquakes are real. I hadn't even considered that. I'll put that on the whiteboard.
Reaper's going to look out into the storm and be like, hell yeah, the ocean got cooler.
All right, but you all have been summoned by the school for your latest assignment. So feel free to do whatever you want to do here. I have things in mind, things that are going on, but I'm not going to tell you what to do with Barbella, Boyce, and Reaper.
I have a little something I can have Boyce do right now. So in the face of all this turbulence and stuff going on around it, and just the knowledge of the storm giant having the possible threat of returning and destroying basically everything around here, because destroying the gig, Zolfo's just right underneath. It's probably all going to go to heck. I'm going to have Boyce approach Barbella and Reaper with their green print, their main book of schematics already open and such. It's like, hey, Barbella, Reaper, mind if I pick your brains a little bit about some defensive measures?
Sure.
With all this stuff about this storm giant going on, I'm just wondering if there's any modifications I should be thinking about to, I don't know, shore up some protections for the gig and everything else around here. I was wondering if there's any insight you two might be able to have about what you would do to kind of protect everything.
I want to note that Reaper still has the pieces of cloth that she took from Barbella and Boyce. One of them each is wrapped around her arm still. That hasn't changed since the tournament.
Perfect.
She is going to look and be like, I guess I'd kill the storm giant. That seems like it would solve things, right?
I mean, that's definitely a plan. In which case, I would need to think of good places to set up armaments. Like some sort of trebuchet or catapult or a big rifle mounted on the gig or something.
Can you make a gun that could shoot me into its heart?
I'm pretty sure there's a catapult design that I could rig for that. I'll put that on the back burner, Reaper, okay?
Excellent.
Have we considered building a very big sign that says Riddlefish that way, pointing not where the Riddlefish is?
I have a feeling that if Wight comes back here, there's no Riddlefish. They'll destroy everything around here first, and then continue to find the Riddlefish, because stopping this area here is still part of its goals. Boyce will turn over like the plans that they're looking at, and what is revealed is basically like a sort of like a big old bird's eye view. It's almost like, you ever seen like those like maps of like, let's say, an amusement park or something that kind of shows the layout of everything. And so you see like the island in the center, you see the gig kind of like piercing through the center of it, and then you see what looks to be like Zolfo, or at least plans for Zolfo. And the DM side of me also is like, okay, roll a check to see if you see what I'm pointing at. But I just have I'll bury the lead here. The main thing of note, if you were to look at the general design, is that the layout of the town has I guess the best way to describe it is a particular shape. It's kind of shaped like a heart, with the island and the gig kind of piercing through it, as Boyce is trying to like mark out possible areas to put like defense mechanisms and stuff like that on the plans.
Can we just dig a really big hole and cover it up?
Yeah, it'd have to be you mean a big hole for? Oh, you mean for him to step through and fall?
Yeah,
possibly. The problem there, I think, might be the depth of the hole necessary, and whether the sand around it can sustain that shape before. And also, I guess, how deep do we have to dig it for a storm giant to be stuck in there?
Have we considered making a rail that looks like the riddle snake? And then when Wight gets close to it, I grind up the rail into his heart and punch it out.
I do like that idea, though. The riddle snake rail? That'd be a fun little attraction, too, while we're at it here. Boyce just like is busily sketching something like that, like extending off an island. It's almost like one of the, like on the amusement park design, like a roller coaster coming up and down in perspective.
Okay, what if we start spreading rumors there's something even bigger and more powerful than the riddle snake? It's a riddle... There's a riddle elephant, it's over there. Oh, that's the real threat. Go get that. Riddlefant.
I'm wondering when I wonder when the school's going to call us in for whatever they need us for this time.
Weren't they all cowards? Didn't we find out before they were embezzling money? Can't we beat them up and send them away?
Well, I mean, we can't send them away if they're sending us to go get the Storm Giant, because I don't know if you've heard, my religious deity is maybe going to get murdered by this Storm Giant, so I would like to not ignore that problem.
Sure, but do we have to listen to them?
No, but if the thing they're telling us to do is go... I don't know, they might have more information. It feels silly to not at least have the information before going to go fight a thing that's can go toe-to-toe with a god.
Then why are they making us wait? We won the tournament. We should just barge in right now,
Reaper says as she just starts walking towards the door, clearly aiming to punch it open.
I just like the idea of like Reaper going in to like kick the door in. The door opens and Reaper just kicks the person opening the door. It just sends them across the room.
A kindly like politician fish is like, welcome, and Reaper 5-toe sandwich right in the mouth. Incredible.
Sorry, Chairman Jenkins, but your face was in the way.
Oh, my apologies, Reaper. I knew your foot was going to be there. I should have called ahead. I should have left a note.
I'll tell the library you're going to be canceling your readings to the orphans.
Oh, Reaper, that was so helpful because I'm not going to be able to go. All my teeth are gone.
Never mind. I forgot. I don't have a phone.
Okay, we started this episode talking about guns and phones. I'm gonna try to reel us back into like a medieval technology level here in the coming minutes. You all enter the school, which is the seat of civilian government here in Zolfo. It is a giant turtle shell full of Kuatoa and merfolk and water genasi. There are slightly fewer than the last time we had a big group scene here. There are like 20 or 30 representatives. They're all talking over each other loudly. They some of them notice you kick Jenkins, who I guess I'm gonna have to write that name down in case that comes up again. This is how it is on this bitch of an earth. But a lot of people will continue chattering over each other. It's like a Eastern European style government where people are hitting each other with canes and yelling all the time.
So like every time where you look, there's like an accidental Renaissance painting happening in real time.
Yeah, that's the vibe I'm going for.
Can I roll an intimidation to get everyone to immediately stop and respect me? Perhaps if I need something active to do, I will throw Congressman Jenkins' body into the crowd. To be like,
Sure.
Look at what your ignorance has done.
All right, you didn't need to, but sure, roll intimidation. I feel like that's just kind of Reaper's God-given right at this point, entering any scene.
13, baby!
Yeah, with above average, I think if you fling Chairman Jenkins into the room, most people look over. There's like two people in the corner who are yelling, still caught up in their conversation, and be like, "No, you said the forms would be here on Tuesday. You son of a bitch, I'll kill you." But everyone else
First
is like,
of all, Tuesday doesn't even exist in this world, okay? What are you talking about? What calendar are you on, man?
yeah. We've already established we're using the French Republican calendar. Sorry, but yeah, most people look over to you, Reaper. You get their attention if you want to speak first.
I believe that we have a job to do or something. I don't want to waste my time when I am obviously very busy as the world martial arts champion.
There's a light applause because some people do really think it's cool. It's like, oh shit, Dan Marino's here. Kind of a clap goes around the room, but the other people are like, did she kick Jenkins in the mouth?
No, you all kick Jenkins in the mouth with your ignorance and lack of time commitment. It was you who bashed in his mouth and ruined his otherwise perfect teeth. That now it'll make it so painful for him to plant flowers in all of the gardens around town.
What an incredible gaslighting campaign. I'm saying hit somebody, be like, I can't believe you. You got hit.
You can't believe you did this. How could you?
Wonderful. Eventually, a couple people summon up enough courage to tell you what the deal is, Reaper. Just 3 or 4 people talking over each other at the same time, as is the school's wont. They say to you, "Oh, we have the next assignment for you. We just need you to protect the town from the Storm Giant, which actually means we think you need to defeat him, but actually he's promised mercy, so the town we won't be destroyed. We just have to guard him, protect him, bodyguard him, protect the Storm Giant. Please."
Oh, wait, sorry. So your plan is to let the Storm Giant go murder the Riddlefish?
No. The rattlesnake can only be summoned by a paladin or cleric, so that we safe. Just gotta waste time. We just gotta spend a bunch of time. So you gotta protect the Storm Giant.
God, these characters talk like I think all the time. This is triggering something.
Wait a minute. If we're not summoning the Riddlefish, then what does that mean about the queue?
All resurrections have been suspended for the time until the Storm Giant is defeated.
What about my resurrection?
Some people look at each other. There's some whispering, and I think Jenkins on the ground gets a second wind of courage and says, "I think you want to talk to Bishop Bitterkrieg about that. It was supposed to be a surprise. I don't think I'm supposed to tell you."
Should I roll an insight if this is like supposed to be a surprise out of fear, or if they're like, oh, we shouldn't have told you? Like,
Absolutely.
This could be okay. 16.
Yeah, no, I think you get the sense that this is like a surprise party. Like they were gonna give you a present, and yeah, you're kind of ruining the surprise. But no, it's fully positive.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
because otherwise Reaper was gonna punch Jenkins again and then dash out. But now that I know that it's a surprise party, I won't do that.
But yeah, the council people speak up again, start talking over each other, just saying, Elf Navy, spotted in the waters going towards the Storm Giant, just going in that direction. You gotta protect, you gotta bodyguard, you gotta defend, you gotta stop them.
I mean, won't the giant just kill them?
If the giants attack, that'll break the peace. The mercy will go away. There's no mercy, and the Storm Giant will attack Zolfo, destroy Zolfo, wipe Zolfo out.
Okay, are these people we're already politically aligned against that we would be fighting, or would we be making new enemies?
Yeah, I already sunk one of the elves' ships, so we're already on bad terms with them, so that's not a big deal.
That was, the Elf Navy has notably been polluting the water near the seaweed leshy, and so a part of getting their alliance was sinking some Elf Navy ships. These are people also who were going to buy the explosives from the K parts in the first arc to do Navy stuff. So you've never particularly liked these people. They've never really appeared on screen, but you've always been undermining them.
And we're not going to be creating a situation where, like, the above ground team is going to be like, why did you defend the Storm Giant? Oh no, we hate you now.
You've touched base with the dry team in the downtime and so forth. You know that they sent Wight the Storm Giant out here to buy time while they organized a defense. It's a wild goose chase. It's a snipe hunt on purpose.
Okay, so we're not doing anything wrong by if we agree to help keep the Storm Giant safe on this wild goose chase.
Correct.
Okay.
It's somewhat counterintuitive because this guy is your enemy. He wants to kill you and destroy your town and everything you hold dear, including your god. But you know, paradoxically, you have to defend him.
No, that makes sense. You know, A, my character is not the smartest, and B, we definitely recorded last week. But even so, it's like there was more than a week's gap, and I wanted to just get my story straight.
Yep, fair enough. But yep, that's what's going on. So I like we opened the episode with you all talking about barricades and weapons and stuff, and then you kind of had the script flipped on you, where you need to defend Wight instead of attack him during this arc, because he is going to be marauding around in the background.
So we gotta repurpose the shoot the Storm Giant gun into a keep the Storm Giant safe. Sorry, not gun, because technology levels. Big crossbow.
Mm-hmm. The trebuchet, as Quinn loves to say.
Mm-hmm. What else would you call it?
That's the way it has to be pronounced. So it's the only correct one. All right, what do you all do? There's more leads and more stuff going on than even I expected at this point.
I do think Reaper's going to try to go see Bitter Creek.
Yeah, I was gonna say let's just take care of that first, and then maybe try to get some leads on what might be known about the Elf Navy and their motion, so we can deal with that accordingly.
All right, sounds good. The Riddle Church, the Church of the Riddlefish, has been recently updated with resplendent scales during the tournament arc and such, so it's looking real nice. There's the column of the purple smoke coming out in the center, like a beautiful brazier. You know, it's fortifying as you enter. Bishop Bittercreek is giving a sermon, and you probably can wait until he wraps up and take him aside. What's up?
Reaper is going to walk up to Bitter Creek and be like,
I heard I have a surprise.
When you worship the Riddle Snake, every day is a new surprise. You never know what puzzle you'll be gifted.
Yeah, but like a good one.
I think they're all pretty good. Why? Have you heard a bad riddle recently? We have to stamp that out. That's heresy.
No, I don't.
I mean, riddles certainly aren't always positive. A riddle can be real deep and challenging sometimes.
Sure, I more mean riddles which have no quality to them. You know, like
Who's
what do
been telling you
call-
about bad quality riddles? I didn't write any of those.
Be calm, Sister Barbella. We're among friends here. Everyone writes a bad riddle from time to time. It's nothing to despair about.
I'm more interested in my master's resurrection timeline.
Ah, someone spilled the beans on the surprise. Do we say beans in the ocean? Someone has spilled the scallops.
Of course we do. It was Councilman Jenkins, and he won't be baking any more cakes for dogs anymore.
Oh no, Councilman Jenkins has to go to super hell now, according to our religion, because he's ruined the surprise party. You'd be surprised the fine print in this religion. He can buy some indulgences, it'll be fine.
So, what's the news? What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening.
Oh, I love that one. It's a classic musical, thank you. Well, I believe our dear departed Hialeah spoke to you about our moving up the timeline, right? This in exchange for you not immediately skipping town when you got what you wanted, so you could stick around and help us with the Storm Giant Wight.
Yes.
Well, I expedited that, and the plan was when you won the World's Fair Martial Arts Tournament, I was going to surprise you with your master. This is going to be a big fun, party, and everyone would see you, I guess, kill him. I was kind of hoping that...
You need to be very clear. I planned to kill him, so...
I was kind of hoping that you have learned a valuable lesson about friendship, and it would all be a big misunderstanding, and it would be fine. But we crossed that.
I learned a valuable lesson that I'm awesome.
Okay.
And the strongest.
Well, when it looked like you were... Well, when you won that final match against Lucius, the Blue Dragon, I sent Sister Allison out with, the body part of Master Evers to bring him back for your party. And it's been a while, and she hasn't returned. So the party keeps getting pushed back. We did have to throw out the cake. But, we'll blow all the balloons back up. It'll be fine.
Do you need someone to go find her? Isn't she out in the storm where the storm giant is?
Well, we don't know where her personal journey took her. It's a quest. You have to answer the riddles 3. You have to, divine the wisdom of the riddle fish. It's a whole trial for an acolyte to undertake. And who knows what's happened. We have faith in her. But as you've almost certainly been instructed, resurrections have been called off, because that would summon the riddle snake to a concrete, definitive place where the Storm Giant Wight could immediately attack it, which we don't want, of course. So, we don't want to be reviving Master Evers right now anyway. Who knows what happened out there?
Reaper is going to sort of turn her attention to Barbella and kind of look at her like,
Well, isn't that your friend?
It is, and I definitely want to... There are so few people in this community who have the faith. I certainly would not want us to be one member of the community down.
Councilman Jenkins is a very devout man.
Oh, I am aware.
Or he was. Now, obviously, he's going to be shunned.
I mean,
his social life is clearly ruined.
Look, no. It'll be fine. I will go dig out the book of I'm very sorry riddles, where every single riddle, the answer is I'm very sorry. And
I love those. They work every time.
Right. Look, I'm sure a page or two in, I'm sure we can get everything back on track. How, if we wanted to go and find our missing person, would that be compatible with we've got to keep the Storm Giant safe?
Bishop Bittercreek looks quite queasy when you say that and says, absolutely not. That is the one thing we do not want to happen. If a cleric or a paladin goes looking for the riddle snake, you're essentially sending up a big flare, a big giant floating arrow pointing at you that just says, follow me to the snake, which is, that will...
Yeah, but not looking for the snake, looking for a person who went looking for the snake. Is that different?
Nope, not practically whatsoever.
Okay.
We don't know what the result will be if the Storm Giant clashes with the riddle snake.
I don't want that to happen. I like that snake.
I do too, and I believe our long one would emerge victorious. I just don't want to, fail it.
I agree. While I'm sure the battle would be won, a day where harm comes to our riddliest one is a sad day indeed. I will consult the riddles. Mayhaps we do need to just have faith in the process.
Of course. So we don't want to weather any, potential downsides to his lengthiness being attacked. And even if the storm giant is repelled, who knows what its wrath would entail. At the very least, probably just wipe Zolfo out on the way to Banyan Island to look out the window in the distance. You see the storm? It's like a mighty hurricane blotting out the horizon. That is one guy.
Reaper is, at this point, going to kind of quietly be thinking to herself, like, that she kind of wants to find where Allison is, but she is deferring ultimately to whatever the group wants. Because she is under the idea that she's like, look, I still have to kind of follow the rules for a little while longer, but she is also, like, tantalizingly close to her goal.
Absolutely. I will say with this arc that I want you all to be free to roleplay and make decisions and stuff. Austin Yorsky, do not know what happens if this goes sideways. If the Wight the Storm Giant attacks the Riddle Snake, if the Elf Navy attacks the Storm Giant and he turns on the town, like, it's going to be bad. But it's not like I have a specific thing in mind. It's not like there's a game over screen where I say, oh, you all fucked up. Show's over, which is funny because that did literally happen in a season that I was not DMing. So I guess it is on the table in a way. But yeah, it's as much a mystery to me as what those choices would result in.
Yeah, look, but Barbella is for all the other things that she's fucked up on recently and that are going to have negative consequences. I think this is one moment where she can have some stop and think for a second and have some restraint and go, the last thing you do, if you know exactly what the villain is looking for, the last thing you do is go, cool, I'll go get that thing and put up a big sign that says I got it. That'll keep it safe.
Mm-hmm. I like that you and Lillian met your minds, and Lillian taught you to be less impulsive, and you taught Lillian to be more decisive.
Yeah,
it's really working out.
Yeah, it was really working out. Other than that one real real impulsive thing that I did, that I still need to go. I did that. Let's get that out on the table.
You're fully aware that the reason that the Storm Giant is out there now and not currently using the gig as a big toothpick is because Lillian stepped up and big dogged him with, I think, was it an intimidation or a persuasion roll or something? So
yes,
yeah, but I am look, when put into practice, learning from each other works really well. Would be better if I hadn't had a little impulse moment and everyone was talking about me in town. But in theory, Barbella knows.
I'm sorry about the surprise party, Reaper. I was really looking forward to it. You did me such a big solid when you stood up to Seneschal Kilpatrick, and that could have been a lot worse. So I really wanted to repay you for all your hard work and bravery.
It's not like I would care about a party with the people in this town or anything, it's probably good. I bet the cake would be all wet anyway. Most things here are wet when you think about it. It's not like I care.
Hey, we can still have a party when it happens. We'll go up to the dry area so that the cake will be slightly less wet. We'll turn the lights out. You like darkness.
I do love darkness.
I'm trying to figure out what the underwater equivalent of a cake is, and all I can think is sponge, because sponge cakes are a thing, and I think you could make a delicious sponge.
You also just refer generally to the cake itself as a sponge when it gets baked.
I think the idea is we're going to go to try to intercept the elf ship. but I would like Reaper to try to roll survival along the way. With the intention being that she is trying to look for clues of Allison, like if there's like a trail or anything.
Yeah, roll my survival.
20.
Wow, not a crit, but a 20.
Not a crit.
I will say that the thing about survival checks underwater, which I mentioned before, is because people are swimming, they don't leave tracks in the traditional way. But if you probably go outside and look for like a stable of the hippocampi that the group can borrow from time to time, and you can like ask around there, and like Allison took the horse out around the time of the tournament, and it's been a while, and she hasn't been back. Just information gathering. You get the idea that she must have either gone very far or failed her quest in some way. Like there must have been a complication because it's been like multiple days. I don't want to say exactly how long, but like it's worrying. Something has gone wrong. But with the 20, I think in addition, I want to say you all coming here to the church instead of going right to the elf navy has actually been a meaningful use of your time. Like they're gonna get up pretty far ahead, and you might want to get horses because you got to catch up, or it's gonna be a problem.
Okay,
let's get horses. I guess there's no time for me to go deal with my sins. Let's go get horses.
Well, maybe you could confess your sins to the elf army, the elf navy rather, and see how they react to that. They'll be confused, maybe,
Animal handling. You don't need to spend money or anything because obviously you're the whole patrol. You work for the town, but you don't know. I don't know how much these horses like you at this moment. So
I got a 6.
I'm wondering if Boyce should just use Gowdy as their mount instead.
Yeah, that would bypass the check, I will say.
Yes.
Oh, 18. There we go. That'll do.
18's incredible. I will say that the fine steed that paladins have, you summoned the dragon-faced pipefish. That doesn't dissipate to my knowledge. So
No.
if you want to ride that, and the 18 can be calming Reaper's mount, because the Reaper rolled a 6. And
Oh, hell
otherwise
yeah.
fail.
I like that a lot. That's what's happening.
Okay, so if Boyce is on Gowdy, Barbella is on the dragon-faced pipefish that you summoned magically. First, the hippocamp tries to fight you, Reaper, because you're spooky, I guess. You want to paint me the picture of how this works?
Yeah, so I established before when Reaper was riding one of these that she makes motorcycle noises. So in my mind, she immediately hops on, starts making motorcycle noises, and then starts to try to rename the horse into XxDarknessForeverxX. And the horse is not taking this well.
Okay, can I actually get a history roll real quick, Reaper?
Ooh, that's one of my good ones.
Is it?
No, sarcastic. 14 though.
Okay, above average. How do you know what a motorcycle is?
I think Reaper's just heard someone make that noise before and thinks it sounds cool. Like, I don't think she's ever seen one before. In my mind, she's never really left sort of the ocean, per se. I don't know if there is a part of the new world where maybe there is a facsimile of motorcycles that exists, and maybe someone from that passed by her at some point and talked about it, but in her mind, this is just what a cool person would do.
I think the correct term would be boatercycles.
Boatercycles. I was gonna say maybe one of the biomes is the street racing biome, and it's just there's all sorts of vehicles there and nothing else. Just
We've established that the progress biome, where President Slater is from, has some more of the ancient technology that we recognize as modern. He's building a train. That was an important plot point. If, I guess, during your downtime or at some point you want to talk to Killings, who worked for Slater for a while, there might be a chance here with a 14-year-old. I'm not saying it's certainty. There's a chance here that you could end this campaign with a fucking underwater motorcycle if you really want it, Reaper. But you gotta dedicate yourself to this.
I need to note, I have proficiency in water vehicles. I specifically took it. This is the moment.
I know, because Shadow the Hedgehog rides a motorcycle. I didn't even need to check your sheet. I knew.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, and then as this horse is upset by all that, I think Barbella just naturally calms the horse down, probably with an engaging horse-themed riddle.
Oh yeah, no, I have a horse-themed riddle on standby.
Of course.
What does the horse? What would a horse call the horse living next door to it?
Neighbor.
Well, I'm like, do I answer it
Exactly.
in character or as Quinn?
I like the idea of the hippocampus like answering that question.
Yeah, that was the stable hand who works there. Just an inexplicable Austin voice. That's the director cameo. I play them in the movie.
Yeah.
But you all can jump on your mounts and take off kind of in the direction of the giant swirling storm that is Wight, because there is a Navy ship gliding across the surface going towards it, and you're barely able to catch up before it gets there. Like, if they open fire on Wight says, oh, okay, I guess the gloves are off. Fuck all of you. Lightning bolts for everyone. So you really got to hurry there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Even though we are in a rush, can Reaper ask something to Barbella?
Of course, yeah, there's still a travel scene.
Yeah, like Reaper is going to mention that she found this information that suggests that maybe something happened to Allison. Like,
I don't want to pass along, I guess, troubling news right now, but it sounds like something may have happened to your friend, girlfriend, priestess, friend. I don't really know what your relationship is, but I assume it's affectionate to some degree.
Yeah, I don't doubt that there is a problem, and I promise you I am not unaware of the problem, but I am also trying to be much better about impulsivity and think through the consequences of my actions, and there is a real big potential consequence of actions right in front of me that would be, hey, I accidentally drew attention to a god's location and now my god is dead. And that feels like a situation where I should probably try and slow down and not just do the thing that I want to do, because trust me, I want to do it, is to go running off on that particular quest. I feel like I might destroy my whole entire religion if I do, and I'm trying to remember that that is a possible risk.
Fair enough. I just hope the Storm Giant doesn't find her before we get a chance to then.
No, look. I know that. Trust me, I know that. You don't have to tell me. Every bit of me is screaming to do the thing.
Would you like to go off? I bet I can handle this ship on my own and Boyce is back up.
No, because again, that would be ignoring the very, very real worst case scenario risk that I know exists. And I keep fucking things up by trying to fix things in the short term.
And I don't want anything. I don't think Reaper and I want anything undesirable to happen to either the Rattlesnake or Allison in this case. So it's a tricky matter. Unfortunately, my head's been all wrapped up in like fortifications and now attack strategies here. So I've been, I'm not really good on ideas at the moment. I apologize, Reaper.
No, it's all good. I'm looking forward to blowing up a ship full of elves. Just wanted to make sure everything's good. Trying to be a good co-worker.
I was gonna say
Trying to be a
associate.
good co-worker.
Yeah, a business associate, of course. Yes.
Yeah.
You are, and I'm sorry that the one day you've decided to do that is the day that I apparently am actually getting the lesson to stick in my head that I need to be not impulsive and just do the thing.
Well, follow your lead.
Up ahead, you can see the hull of the Elven flagship. You can roll to know more, or you can tell me how you approach it. I will say, as you approach the surface, you can see that the storm system that Wight kicks up is creating, actual storms up on the surface. There is lightning. There is dark, thick, swirling clouds. It is raining hellaciously. So you hear like elves yelling on the deck, port, get the mizzen mast, switch. I had to look up a bunch of terminology before we do pirate season, I realized. Batten down the hatches, but it's like hard to make out the specifics because of the driving rain. How do you approach? You're getting there just in time before it gets bad.
So, I have so can I roll history or something to compare the design of this ship with the one that I've already sunk?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Sounds good.
All right. That's a 10 with a natural 2. So average.
With just that average, I will say this is a different kind of ship. The one you sunk before was just transporting toxic sludge, basically, and this does seem military in nature. So you know enough to know that it's not comparable. Not helpful, unfortunately.
If I were them, I would have probably prepared for something to try to attack from below if that's how you sunk the last ship. So perhaps trying a different mode of attack.
I mean, it exposed this visibility, but I think honestly, with the weather system happening up there, that gives us a little bit of wiggle room for getting in, and there being more confusion to use to our advantage for an assault.
I could just move my arms real quick and try and swim up to it. If that goes there, we could probably swim with fish.
I mean, I was thinking about we were using our hippocampi effectively to basically leap up in the air and then jump off onto the deck from midair. And
the Yoshi jump maneuver.
Exactly. And in this case, it's fine because there's no bottomless pit, just the ocean, which that our friends are already used to. So,
Yoshi stunts.
I was planning on using Thunder Step once where I was sufficiently high enough height to teleport directly to deck and just do some damage as an opening move. And if I wanted to do that, I could take one person with me as part of that motion.
Who's got the best acrobatics modifier?
Reaper, I believe,
Reaper
has a +8.
Cool. Then you spin dash up through the water, I guess.
That's what I was made for.
Yeah.
I can hear the noise in my head.
All right. Okay. That's my plan for the opening act there at the very least.
Cool. So do me and Skitch need to roll acrobatics or not if we're using the teleporty thing?
If you're spending a spell slot, you don't need to roll.
Yeah, I can read Thunderstep briefly to explain how it works. I teleport myself and up to one willing creature up to 90 feet, and wherever I teleport to, a thunderous boom sounds, and each creature within 10 feet must make a Constitution saving throw versus 18.
I have a whole thing, so feel free to go first, and then I'll follow up afterwards.
Sounds good. All right. So what I'm gonna have, what I would propose to Barbella is just stay close. We just swim straight up on our mount as fast as possible. We breach up, and once we get high enough where I can see the deck, Boyce sort of does a gesture with their hand, and whispers something, and with a snap of fingers, Barbella and Boyce disappear from their mounts and appears next to a group of elves with a thunderous boom. As I deploy, let's just have fun, a 4th level thunder step. So give me a Constitution saving throw versus 18 for the elves that we had teleported adjacent to.
5, they fail. I will say as you appear on deck, you look around, there are about 20 visible elf navy members here. They have weapons, they have uniforms.
Yeah. As Boyce lands, all the elves within a 10-foot radius of Boyce and Barbella take 33 thunder damage.
Oh,
are they repelled?
It's thunderous. It's like thunder. They're not repelled necessarily. Let me double check here. Yeah, it's just that it just does thunder damage. It doesn't like send them flying, but like it's meant to be concussive damage.
Yeah, okay, so none of them are blown off the edge, but a couple of them go down, holding their head, their ringing ears, very painful. You've definitely made your presence known.
And it also helps the fact that the storm is happening to mask the fact that the thunder sounds just like thunder as part of the storm.
Can I try and capitalize on this dramatic opening by trying to make as intimidating a pose as possible in the hopes people will start fleeing?
You can roll intimidation, sure.
14.
Well, so above average. They don't laugh at you, but they are hardened, trained soldiers, so their morale is not broken by that.
Okay, they're not all just leaping off the side of the ship instantly in terror.
Nope, they outnumber you right now 10-1, and that's just on the deck. There's a whole other part of the ship where elves could be.
So Reaper is going to eventually hop off of XxDarknessForeverxX because she's going to realize she's like, this is just slowing me down. Like, I'm faster than this horse, basically. And she's going to, essentially try to gather as much speed as possible before shooting straight upwards into the air. Austin, you played Echo the Dolphin, right?
Oh, yeah, many times.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I want to go in with that kind of speed to, sort of shoot up into the air. And then
Don't roll too high, you'll summon the UFO. You know how Echo the Dolphin do.
17, does that summon the UFO?
No, it's perfect. You're in the sweet spot.
Okay.
If you had been above a 20, we'd have an alien visitor situation. But 17 is
shit.
perfect.
But while Reaper's in the air, Austin, I don't know if I get a free action to do this, but I want to because this is very cool. I would like to activate the shadow magic that I obtained from the dark magic group that we befriended.
The cephalids? Yeah, it's not necessarily only dark magic. I guess they're from the deepest parts of the ocean. That's fair.
Yeah, that's what they gave me. So the gift that I received from the cephalids is I get to cast the spell Shadow of Moil, which makes flame-like shadows wreath my body until the spell ends, causing me to become heavily obscured to others. The shadows turn dim light within 10 feet of you into darkness and bright light in the same area into dim light. So basically I cast an active, huge shadow with me. Austin, I think you see where I'm going with this. Reaper shoots into the air, goes supersonic, and then is going to land on the ship. And then, in addition, I have resistance to radiant damage until the spell ends, and if a creature within 10 feet of me hits me with an attack, the shadows attack that creature, dealing 2d8 necrotic damage.
All right, it sounds like we should roll initiative. You all are just immediately bawling out in this storm. Is that what we want to do?
I guess that's what we're doing.
Reaper doesn't really want to be friends with these people, so yeah.
All right. Yeah, fair enough. 4. Oop, I big failed.
That's a 7 for Boyce.
3.
All right, Reaper, you're up first. There's just one collective enemy, which is Elf Navy. So they're just swarming all over you. They all draw cutlasses. Some of them have bow and arrows on their back, but in the squalling wind, they don't even bother trying to draw their bows because they know they can't hit accurately with the wind shear. So 20 blades coming your way. Your turn.
Yeah, they know they're bitches. Okay, so I am going to just attack this collective, and I'm going to do 3 attacks here. 26, a 21, and a 17.
All those hit.
Oh, hot dog.
And they already had 33 damage from the thunder blasts. So, like I said, a couple of people already went down.
It's going to be 37 damage.
Wowzers, Bowsers. Yep, you knock out a couple more people. You're fighting with your harpoon, which has been enchanted by Porter, the sea bunny, and you're just wailing on people, lethal or non-lethal. We're gonna, check in from time to time because there's a lot of people.
Non-lethal. She is going through and just kind of like banging people with her elbow or like clanging them on the back of their helmet with her harpoon or something like that. But she is kind of like a flurry of blows. But I do want to note that actually no, I can't. Never mind. So Sorry, let me say that. Non-lethal, she is like going in as sort of like a flurry of blows to like knock people out with her elbow or like clank them in the back of the head with her harpoon. Just trying to knock people out right now.
Okay, let's see here. Well, these elves are wet and, that creates a thing. So I'm going to have Boyce throw out. Let me make sure I actually have a spell that can do this type of damage before I say things. Oh, right, I don't have anything that does lightning damage in my arsenal. I'm like, it's one of the things where like, that'd be perfect for right now. Oh, wait, I don't have anything that does that. So what I will do instead is we'll do a 2nd level ice knife being thrown at some of these foes here. So let's do the attack roll to see if it hits my target here.
13 does not hit.
All right. In that case, then the knife like lands on the deck and then explodes, and then all the elves around it, within a 5-foot radius, must make a dexterity saving throw versus 18 or take 3d6 cold damage.
15.
Okay, so that's 3d6. That's 10 cold damage to a group there.
All right, yeah, shards rip through the crowd, hurting some more people. You hear the sounds of people below deck rushing up as they are under attack, and the ship is full of even more soldiers. They're yelling things in Elven, but the wind is shrieking so hard it's hard to understand them if you speak Elven at all. I need a strength saving throw, all of you, as the ship rocks in the storm, as people trying to control the sails and ropes and stuff turn to fight you and are not controlling it in the waves.
11.
7.
All right, Barbella, you hold on. Your gift from the sharks after the tournament was that belt of giant strength, so you're very powerful, even on top of what you already were. Only 1 damage as Reaper and Boyce are thrown around a little bit, and then dexterity saves as people start swinging cutlasses at all 3 of you.
That would be a 9 for Boyce.
25.
Reaper dodges easily. Both Barbella and Boyce catch cutlasses on their bodies for 6 damage. And then I need a intelligence saving throw as the air is filled with suddenly spells being flying around. Someone tries to throw some fire. It's snuffed out by the rain. Someone tries to throw a lightning bolt. It's just the air is thick with spells.
18 somehow.
14, surprisingly.
That is a 9, which is a botch, but botches on saving throws don't matter that much, but it's a 9.
Don't matter that much. You just turn and someone just hits you full force with a Eldritch Blast, just like a rippling gray bolt. Holy Lord, that's 1 damage. That's just a terrible roll. The elves, they don't want it enough, Like
these are MTG elves without the lords. Like they just do shit damage.
Yeah, they can't even tap for mana. God.
You really took them by surprise. They're in the middle of a storm. I will say, as we pass to Barbella's turn, that you can see the ship is listing kind of away from its goal. It was driving right towards the center of the, basically, on the surface, looks like a hurricane, right? When you're underwater, you can see the storm giant more like a tornado, more like a localized finger of God, because it's one guy. But here on the surface, it just looks like a enormous storm front, and the ship is kind of going to the side because someone threw an ice knife at the guy driving.
I wonder who that was.
First swing, 18.
Hits.
Second swing, 27.
Hits.
Let's roll that damage. 17 for the first hit, plus 5 for Divine Smite, plus another 12 for the second hit.
All right, Barbella, you actually just crossed the threshold for taking out the last elf on the deck as reinforcements arrive. It's very funny. I was going to have them start doing double damage as they outnumber you even more, but actually you wiped out the first wave as the second arrives. So that's very funny for the way I had this encounter in mind. You burned me. You outspent the damage. But yeah, at the end of the order, the boat rocks, pretty violently as it hits a wave at a weird angle, and 20 more elves come up out of out of the hold. They also have weapons. You see one of them seems to be the captain. She is wearing more elaborate, fancy armor, has a bunch of badges and stuff on her chest. She has 2 swords. She looks stronger, but this is just still one collective enemy, which is Elf Navy, as we go back to Reaper.
Okay. I would like to taunt the enemy captain by saying,
It looks like the commander's here. Good, you will finally meet your end by the hands of XX Black Ebon Reaper XX.
You're saying this in a cool low tone as thunder cracks overhead and lightning lights up the sky, and she just yells at Elven like, what? Why I can't understand you.
yeah, like I'm imagining the visual that Reaper, it thinks she looks very cool, but like, you see like the actual version of it, it's just, and then like you hear like a little, but I am gonna attack. So a crit, a 15.
Oh no.
And 24.
I gotta start making it the Dragon Navy. This is not working out. Yeah, that's all hit.
Okay, it's fine. My damage dice is pretty low.
Yeah, so you have these living, burning shadows around you. That was your gift from the tournament, Barbella's belt, and we talked about how the food is so much better in Zulfo now that all your stats went up. And then Killings gave Boyce a ring during the last downtime, which we'll see if that comes into play. It just makes your effects last longer if it's helpful and relevant. So
33
everyone's getting
damage. 33 damage.
Yeah, you start blasting people away. It's going to be Boyce's turn here.
Yep. My plan is to grab another classic spell from the arsenal. I see like a big group of elves kind of like on the deck. And I look at the floor beneath them like, what'd be great if that floor was just gone. So Boyce is going to gesture at the floor as Gowdy like comes up through the ship behind him, because Gowdy can just swim up like that. Boyce is going to cast Shatter, targeting the floor beneath a group of elves to send them back below deck, basically.
Okay, sure, yeah.
We're casting as a 3rd level spell, so con saving throw versus 18 if you want to save for the deck. The deck has disadvantage for the save.
Okay, 13. That's very funny that has disadvantage, because it would have been 21. Yeah, you annihilate the top layer of wooden deck and send a bunch of elves falling to their spiny doom, their splintery doom.
Yeah, I'll just roll the damage just for the heck of it here. That would be a 3D. It's a 48 rather.
Oh my lord.
Only 16 damage.
All right, yeah, but I mean, a couple of people get impaled on timber, so it's not good for them.
No. It's comedically punctured on splinters, not like gruesomely. It's cartoon logic in this.
All right, so it's going to be Elves' turn. Strength saving throw as the boat is jostled in the storm.
23 for Reaper.
12 for Boyce.
Is this Dex again?
Strength.
Strength.
I think Dex is next.
Yeah. 18.
All right, only Boyce takes 2 damage. Then dexterity saving throws. You're attacked by 20 people with cutlasses.
25.
5.
Okay. 1 second. Sorry.
Do you, Austin, we watched a lot of Sonic X together recently. Do you remember in the opening for Sonic X, there's a scene where Sonic is like jumping on cops and kind of like slapping his ass, like taunting them while he's doing it? That's what Reaper's doing right now. I just need to make that very clear. She is being a complete like edgelord brat.
That's pretty good. Boyce rolled a 9 for their dex saving throw.
All right, both Boyce and Barbella fail and take 6 damage from slashing as the Navy's try and charge you. I'm really glad you do get to just open up Reaper and just do your thing on some people you don't care about at all. Because I often make a lot of, like complex characters who have a lot going on that you don't want to just annihilate. These guys, though, fuck them.
Yeah, nerds.
Intelligent saving throw as spells begin flying across the ship.
10.
17.
Barbella and Reaper get hit with poison spray and acid splash from the elves. 8 damage as they're trying to fight back. Barbella, it's your turn.
15 and 27. Do either of those hit?
Both hit.
Cool, nice. 10 and a 15 for 25 damage.
All right. You slash your way through some more elves, Barbella, with your spear. At the end of the order, everyone, Constitution save as the a lightning bolt from the storm hits the ship.
21 damage. 21 to save.
21 to save, okay. 18 for the con save for Boyce.
All right, so this lightning bolt hits right near Reaper, and the burning heat hurts you for 10 damage at the end of the order. That's just the storm. You're getting close to Wight here. The ship is like not quite on course, but it's still getting dangerously close to this person who, if you disturb them, they will seek revenge. So we're back to Reaper.
Yeah, I know I'm not trying to make something mechanical of this. I do want to just note that like Reaper is like actively trying to like fight her way towards like the steering wheel of the ship to like try to like redirect the ship. But I assume there's a whole bunch of people, so she is going to try to fight her way through to that. So 24, 23, and 25.
Wow, yeah. Damn, all those hit, obviously. You're on a mission.
I typed this number wrong 3 times. 30 damage.
All right, you knock a couple people out, and there's only a few left. You all are really mowing through these people. Boyce, it's your turn. You have a chance here, if you do enough damage, that you could finish this fight before they get another turn.
We're going to do a fireball, respect as acid ball in this case here, targeting a bunch of them, and also to kind of do more damage to the ship's surface as well. So give me a dexterity saving throw versus 18.
All right, elves, pretty good. 14, not going to do it.
That's not going to do it. So that'll be 8d6 acid damage. 34.
That's enough. Paint me this picture so you can completely win this fight. The 3 of you took on probably 40 elves. So that's incredible. You are badass as fuck.
I mean, they're just elves. It's not like they're anything, dangerous.
Legolas sad somewhere in the distance.
So like Boyce, just like a little bit of a gesture, Gowdy like sort of like becomes almost like an Ouroboros type shape, like as like a circle above Boyce, and then like emerging from it is this giant ball of acid that splashes upon the bunch of elves, melting at their armor a bit, but more notably melting at the hull of the ship to start destroying it further and forcing it to have an even harder time making its way towards Wight, and likely giving Reaper an opportunity to steer the ship further away and prevent them from even reaching the Storm Giant, as the elves are forced to abandon ship or otherwise retreat away under deck.
Yeah, Reaper, you already said you were trying to get to the wheel. You want to make me a vehicle proficiency check to get a hold of the wheel and do what you're trying to accomplish here. This is like the end of the action scene. Do you successfully keep the ship from plunging into the hurricane?
Yeah, so this is kind of like a water vehicle, correct?
Correct.
Hell yeah. Crit 23!
Holy shit.
I don't know how to tell you this. I don't know how this makes sense. She grabs the wheel and just starts making motorcycle motions and noises, and it just seems to work.
Just like doesn't even turn. Don't turn the wheel. Just rev it and it turns. You know.
There's a sandbar in the ocean and you hit it like a grind rail.
Yeah. The boat kind of like flips in midair and then goes through a big ring, and we get a Chaos Emerald at the other end.
Yeah. Okay. So all 3 of you help me paint this picture. So you wipe the floor with these elves. You all took okay damage, but what's going on here with the status of the ship, with the status of anyone still alive? Because some of these people were just killed outright. Some are probably still alive. And what do you want to do with this ship? So all of these things, as Reaper with your crit, you steer clear of the hurricane. I think maybe for a second you hear like a rumble from within the storm, almost as if like Wight turns and looks and regards the ship as it passes, and then turns back to looking for the riddlefish. Just there's a moment there. Maybe like you look into the water and you just see 2 burning eyes, like full of lightning, and then they turn away.
I was gonna say, so there's an icon we use in the Roll20 for this Discord that is taken from one of the monster manuals that is essentially the exact image I'm thinking of someone on a ship looking into the water, and you can see a storm giant staring back up at them through the water.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't even mean to recreate that, but that's exactly what's going on here.
The only thing I think Reaper would be thinking, I don't know if Reaper actually cares. This is more of a Quinn thing, I guess. Reaper would be concerned, was the captain one of the ones who survived?
Not a bad question. Do you want to investigate the ship for more information? Because with the crit, you can kind of pull to the side and, stop the ship and, do some things here.
Yeah, I think that would be an interest to Reaper. Even though she's like, everyone sucks but me, she is kind of curious to talk to someone from this now that she's proven herself victorious over them.
Yeah, you can pilot the ship away from the storm enough that you can be heard over the patter of the rain, and you can find the elven leader on the ground. Her armor is melted by acid, but if you want her still alive, to talk to her.
It appears we've commandeered your ship.
Do you speak elf? Because she starts yelling at you in Elven.
I speak Undercommon and Netherese.
Okay, you can't understand the horrible names she calls you.
Yes, I presume that you are showering me with compliments about how cool I am. That's right, these are shadows around me.
Are there any linguistic roots shared between Elven and Primordial?
Not really.
Can I get a gist of what's going on now?
Nope.
No.
I mean, outside of speaking Common, I'm not sure how much progress we're gonna have. We got deep speech and Primordial from Boyce, along with Common.
Just a bunch of fish coming up out the ocean and going blah 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 blah. Blah.
Terrifying, Lovecraftian from their perspective,
Reaper will just sort of point at the boat and go, boat, boat, and then point to herself, mine, my boat.
I'm the captain now.
She tosses her cutlass at your feet as if to, surrender in some kind of naval tradition.
Can I take? Does she have like a tricorn hat? Can I take the hat?
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you want to roll investigation to loot meaningful things from this ship?
Sure.
When you say meaningful, do you mean important? Because when you say meaningful, I'm like, okay, we'll take the diary and the keepsakes from the captain's quarters.
Things which have mechanical import.
All right. 20 for Boyce.
Wow.
I mean, if anything, this is worth investigating what the elves are doing generally in this case. So,
yeah. With a 20, Boyce, I'll say you can search the ship while Reaper is trying to interrogate the captain. Actually, this is the vice admiral. You don't know that now. It's too late for the social encounter. But Boyce, you find two things of importance. One is a bunch of paperwork, a manifest explaining what's going on here, and we'll talk about that in a second. I will say the other thing is a spear gun. It's a kind of advanced weapon which can be used to extend the range of physical attacks. So there's two melee fighters in the party, Barbella and Reaper. If either of you want to be able to attack at range, you can do that now.
I do have a harpoon.
Mm-hmm.
Which does sound like it would fit into a spear gun.
It does sound like that, yeah. I'm just going to send you a couple pictures later of Shadow the Hedgehog holding a gun, just to think about, rotate in your mind if you're interested.
Yeah, I am intrigued.
Now, while this is going on, Barbella is going to look around for an anchor, because previously that was one of her melee weapon options, and I feel like a boat would have an anchor.
So the boat does have an anchor. It's preposterously big for a ship of this size. It is not. You cannot wield it like a weapon.
Can Barbella try?
And yet May from Guilty Gear does, Austin. So...
Yeah.
No, that was the kind of anchor that Barbella started with. This one is the size of a building. I used to work in a marina. I don't think I don't know if you've seen actual ship anchors. They're
Yes.
very silly.
Austin, can I do a roll for Barbella to, regardless, try and wield it and try not to just throw her back out entirely?
I guess I know. Sure. You know what? It's
Crit,
Dungeons and
please,
Dragons.
crit.
The limits are your imagination.
Come on.
What kind of roll is this? Strength?
Yeah, this is just a straight up strength. I need 20 or higher.
17.
No, I'm sorry.
Damn.
Valiant.
Damn, so close. So close.
Yeah, I do like the idea that Reaper's interrogating, Boyce is searching, and Barbella's just lifting. Is there anything here heavy enough for me to outdo my crab leg spear? With 17, there is not. But now,
well, there is, but she's not ready for it. She'll come back.
yeah, like the anchor here is like a weapon for Wight the Storm Giant is in size. So don't give him any ideas. He's too close by. He might see you. With a 20 Boyce on that investigation, I said you found a manifest. Specifically, what you find here, what the Navy was doing before they spotted this storm front and went out to investigate it, is they were bringing box after box after box of body parts to Zolfo, hundreds of them. They heard that the policy in Zolfo was that if a part was submitted, it had to be checked. And so they were just bringing all their toenails and hair and whatever they could get their hands on, just thousands of useless body parts to fuck up your stees in retaliation for you sinking one of their ships and trying to.
So they were doing a DDoS attack. They were trying to do a DDoS attack on the queue.
I mean, I believe that the system is someone does a cursory initial check and can go, yeah, this is nothing, and not waste our time.
Sure, but you have to do a cursory check on everything. I mean, this is literally just a legal strategy. They teach you this in law school. To just during discovery, just send over 100,000 boxes.
But isn't there like a law in legal things where you can turn around and go, no, you are doing a legal paperwork DDoS. Stop that.
Well, that's 6 more months of court to figure out about that. Good luck.
Like, listen, okay, as much as they want to run like a fish gallop on us here, you know.
That's good. That's good. I see you. I don't know how many people in our audience know what a gish gallop is, but I got it.
Listen, I got 2 for you here. They got the DDoS and the fish gallop. So I was like, Boyce is just like, well, whether or not we're going to find Allison anytime soon, it seems like it was a good idea that we stop the elves here the way we did.
Yeah, not only do you have to contend with people who want to use the Well of Resurrection for its intended purpose, you also have to contend with bad actors for any number of reasons. So that's something to think about going forward.
Can't people just behave?
The Austin Powers law. We are instituting the Austin Powers ultimatum. Oh, behave.
I'm trying to think, because, I mean, we could sink this ship. We are just killing all these people if we do that. Do they have diving suits?
There are probably some diving suits on board. Yeah, this is actually a conversation, maybe even having character, because there were 40 people, maybe like 10 were killed, and maybe 10 escaped, swam away or whatever. But there's still like 20 live people here, and like, I don't know, what do you all think about this? Who are you as people?
Reaper's gonna be like, well, I mean, someone back in Zolfo knows how to speak Elven, right? Like somebody? Is there a smart person back there?
Is there like a hard to steer little life raft we can put them all in so they're all just kind of, they're alive, but they're not going to be a threat to the Storm Giant anymore?
I'm pretty sure there's got to be some some lifeboats or things around the perimeter of the ship that we didn't completely destroy. So that's fine. I mean, in terms of bringing someone back to Zolfos to interrogate, I mean, there's got to be some people up in the gig who can talk to them, but maybe not down in town, Reaper.
Yes, but above town, they don't have any sort of prison or anything. Have you seen most of the people who live up there? They're like nerds and shit.
I can't say I've seen too many people up there.
Can you imagine that stupid robot trying to keep a prisoner?
I mean, you know what would be a real easy solution to this? Boats, do they just, have keys? Can we just, take the keys and then they're just stuck here?
I guess the closest to a key would be the mast, which has the sail on it. If you break that, the ship can't go anywhere. I mean, it's up to you. Like, there are lifeboats if you want them. You can destroy the ship. You can take the ship. You can. Everything's on the table. You won.
Reaper wants to take the ship, but she doesn't want to kill these people. And part of her wants to take at least one of them. I guess in this situation would probably be this captain, since that makes the most sense than establishing another character. But someone to be like, hey, can you give us information or something? Like, I don't know. It feels like it's a lot to like add a whole thing there, but just be like, I feel like if we just send the whole group out there, they'll eventually all die and we don't get any information.
I will propose something that will help at least the people that are on this little patch of sand that we're on. Because the weather is very, very rough. Boyce would probably see to, as a ritual, cast a tiny hut, effectively to make like a little semi-permanent, like not like long-term housing, but something that can house a bunch of the elves here until the weather clears up enough that they can row to safety. You know what I mean?
So your ring that we talked about before could come into play here if you want to make
Yes.
a tiny hut to put the elves in.
Right.
It sounds like there's a disagreement between leave the elves in a hut here or bring them back to Banyan Island to be interrogated, which can happen off screen. You don't need to do it. Just ask, someone. Ask Miss Killings to do it. She'll do it.
I'm not opposed to either approach.
I think that what Reaper would like to, just correct me if I'm wrong here, Quinn. I think Reaper's glean is to leave everyone but take one of the elves with us back.
Yeah, take the captain back.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good. So, Boyce, you make a tiny hut. You can paint me a picture of that you want. You put all the live elves in there. You put the captain in the brig and then sail back to Banyan Island.
Yep. Boyce will, you'll have Gowdy move around, kind of like outlining the schematics of the hut on the ground. It sort of swells up and becomes manifest, and the interior is decorated as Boyce assumes elves would want to have things decorated on the interior. Maybe a little bit of like prejudgment or just like tapping onto antiquated knowledge from school and such, but it's like a little bunk house, like a little house with like bunks and stuff like that, that at the very least will keep them safe from the elements.
What do elves like? Keebler cookies?
That's right.
I was trying to think of things that to decorate an elf's living quarters with if you didn't know elves. And for some reason, all I can think about is the Will Ferrell movie Elf.
Yeah.
Just posters and merchandise for the movie Elf.
50 DVDs of Elf.
Yeah. Yes.
What? Okay, Laura, if you were captured by aliens and they were like, we need to make a human enclosure, what would you want to be in there?
What is the most quintessentially we saw this and thought it would be for humans?
I mean, if they just hacked into our systems, they just checked our internet, right? And they'd be like, okay, so 100 terabytes of pornography. I think that's what humans like.
I mean, this doesn't sound like a bad time now.
Yeah.
You've been imprisoned in the porno cube.
I'm not completely against this.
They've also got every season of Friends because you humans like to be friends, correct?
Yeah.
Friends, but with elves. Yeah.
A Game Boy and a gun. It's just all the things humans like.
Here's a copy of a fan translated version of Pokemon Green. Have a good time.
All right, you're all sailing back to Banyan in the partially damaged ship. You blew up part of the deck. Some of it's melted with acid, but it's still sailing.
Boyce is repairing things as we go. Yes.
Reaper, you're at the helm. What are you all talking about as you get there? The deck is slick with blood. The raining has subsided as you get further away, but you're all soaked to the bone.
I mean, being soaked to the bone is our default state of being, isn't it?
I had thought that when I said it, but I was like, they'll just do dialogue. They won't linger on that. And I was wrong. I rolled the dice and I failed.
Did you all see when I got surrounded by shadows? That was pretty cool, right?
Yeah, where did you pick up that trick from there, Reaper?
There's people who live below. They gave me the magic because I'm cool.
You turned off the lights for reality, huh?
Yeah. I rule like that now. It's not even really going to be a contest when my master comes back. I'll just turn off the lights and then shoot his heart out with my fist, I presume.
I really hope that... I'm thinking about this more and more. Considering something's probably gone wrong with the Bring Your Master Back mission, is it possible they've been brought back already and were strong enough to just get away?
Oh, they got away from Allison, you said. Oh.
Yeah, that's my wonder. Is it possible that your chance is already gone and they're back alive but on the run?
You suggest this, and Reaper's eyes go very, very wide. And she suddenly is like, I think I have to go.
Oh no! Barbella was doing such a good job of resisting impulsivity, but forgot that things she said might make other people be impulsive.
I take it Reaper just like dives immediately off deck and just goes swimming away.
I'm trying to think what's the most amusing way this goes, and I almost think Reaper's like, I have to go. And like, in her rush to like dive over the side of this ship, she just like slams the steering wheel and like sends it spinning. But I think she is going to try to dive off the side of the ship.
I'm trying to think of like the best way to try to stop Reaper.
Well, look, don't worry too much about that as a possibility, because even if that did happen, you're the fastest in the world. You would catch up to them.
I mean, that is true. There's nowhere they could go to hide from me.
Yeah, because you're in every shadow that's ever existed.
But what if they try to sneak up on me now?
Well, they can't, because you'll be in the shadows.
Yes.
You'll be casting a shadow behind yourself, but you'll be in your own shadow.
The darkness is my ally, you're correct.
Yeah, so I think it'll be fine. And you don't need to panic. If they try and sneak up on you, haha, you got them. If they try and run away, haha, you're too fast.
Good. Then I will go back to steering the ship, confident that my lifelong ambition has not been ruined. Good. Yes.
And I will refrain from saying anything that might give people impulsive thoughts.
Meanwhile, Boyce is trying to clean up the blood off the deck with prestidigitation. It is not a fast process. Just like mopping up the deck and just muttering, I gotta figure out a way to make some of these spells a bit less lethal when I deploy them. Just sort of muttering a bit as they're cleaning up a lot of their damage to the ship.
Yeah. If you managed to make them a bit less violent and bloody, you wouldn't have to cast Prestidigitation. You could cast Prestididentation, because you didn't make a mess.
Listen, I'm gonna level with you here, Barbella. You got me with that one. That was really good. All right, you know.
I'm gonna be honest. I did not think that was my best work. I did not think that one would get you, but I'm glad we're here.
It's not a riddle per se, but it's still wordplay. And
wordplay is riddles. Riddles are wordplay. They are the same, probably. Much like the riddled fish and the riddle snake are sort of the same thing. Riddle, joke, wordplay, all one interconnected trinity.
As you pass out from under the cloud of the storm system, and you see Banyan Island in the distance, it is shockingly beautiful in the midday sun. Like the still water in the distance is like so clean and so pure. At this point, there's only been, the beginnings of pollution from the elf navy right now. That's what you're, kind of defending against. I don't know if you all take a moment to take it all in, but if you do, roll me perception.
All right. Come on, -2. Let's go.
6.
15. Jeez.
8.
6 and 8, the group fails. So you just see this beautiful sight, like the sun is high in the sky, The trees are swaying in the breeze on the island. You can smell the salt air. It's a wonderful day. You know, all other things being equal. Reaper, you're at the helm. You're keeping the boat on the straight and narrow to the island. When you hear a voice behind you say, "I smelled the blood for miles, but I saw you first."
Quiet down there, elf captain. We're almost there. Wait a minute.
I understood that.
You're not supposed to talk like us.
Reaper is going to turn.
Your white spots glare like the sun. Your teeth, lights give away your position.
Reaper is going to turn and immediately get into like a combat position.
Yeah, you turn and you don't see anyone speaking. That they seem like they're right behind you, but there's no one there. The group failed perception checks.
Is there a shadow where the voice is coming from?
Ooh. Let's say wisdom save, Barbella specifically.
Right. What's wisdom? Okay. Crit 23.
Holy shit. Oh my god, crit. Okay, interesting. So you're on the open ocean. It's so, like I just emphasized how sunny it is. You're going up to a tropical island. You're out in the middle of the ocean. There should be no shadows at all, but the mast, you know, the sails cast a shadow.
Yeah.
A bird flies over from now and then, and some of the shadows seem to move strangely when you really focus on them.
Can I stab a weird shadow?
You can roll to try.
Okay. I can do that. 17.
17's really good, but you stab a shadow when it moves unnaturally, and then you hear a voice from the opposite direction say, "You move so slowly. It's like watching someone waist deep in tar crawl."
Well, you're a shadow, and there's only room for one shadow on this boat.
I am the shadow, the living shadow.
You're only alive for one purpose, Shadow, and that's to die.
How dare you speak to me in that impudent tone, student?
Reaper, this is going to be a really obvious question. Is this your master, or is this someone else? Just so I know how on edge to be.
It's just like that. It's like his sister. I like the Barbella asking this immediately after they said student, which is just great time.
It could be like your cookery student.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah.
Is this like the one we're listening to?
An unrelated
cook.
student-master relationship.
Shadow chef.
Yeah.
Reaper is going to say,
That's not my master. That's just a corpse who doesn't know it yet.
and I think she's going to try to like throw a shuriken at like one of these shadows.
Damn, that line was hard, though.
Yeah.
Barbella is gonna nudge Boyce and go, "Yeah, that line was cool, but like, is that her master though?"
19 for the shuriken.
So monks have an ability called Deflect Missile.
Holy shit,
which I
can we get into a deflect missile fight?
Yeah. Okay, well, you can catch a missile when you are hit by a ranged weapon attack. So actually that missed. So
Oh, wow.
Rules as written, I can't use it, but let's say for flavor, it comes flying back at you, and then you catch it and fling it back.
Yeah.
And then you do a Lincoln Ganondorf for a minute there.
Holy shit, yes!
Yeah, I have statted Master Evers to be a shadow monk like you are, but just a much higher level. So he has all of your abilities, Reaper, and some more.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it seems as if every shadow on the ship is alive. You haven't seen the person yet, though.
I want to kind of like look at where the shurikens were being tossed from Reaper, where they're being thrown back from. Boyce lifts a hand and will cast a second level shatter transposed from thunder damage to radiant damage focused on that spot. So I need a constitution saving throw from whoever is there versus 18.
Wow, that's really clever. 9, that fails.
So like there's like a rupture of like light as 3d8 radiant damage is applied. That's 13 at that site.
All right, there's an explosion of light which blasts away the shadow and reveals Master Evers, the viperfish Kuatoa. I am now going to put a picture of a viperfish in the Roll20 for us all to enjoy.
Oh, that's a bad fish.
It's pretty sick looking, honestly.
Hell yeah.
What if you flicked little tiny dots of paint at an anglerfish?
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought up anglerfish because I think of anglerfish as like the iconic deep sea fish, but there's a couple other ones down there, and in some cases even deeper down. The viperfish is the apex predator of the crushing depths. Like we don't know how they breed because we can't go down far enough to check. Is how deep viperfish live. They are extremely interesting. They have a lot of adaptations that are very unique. For example, look at his mouth. You see the teeth are clear like glass, so they don't reflect light because they need to maintain absolute shadow at all times to hunt. I mean, it's on the nose, right, with Reaper's whole thing, but one of the
Why
things.
is there not one of these in Shadow the Hedgehog?
Because they're cowards.
They are.
Master Evers even said to you, Reaper, when he appeared, that he saw your teeth from a mile away because you have white teeth, which he just thinks is like pathetic loser shit. It makes you so obvious. Also interesting, he's like jet black with, like Laura said, spackles of red, like someone would flicked a paintbrush at him. But at the depths viperfish live, there is no difference between red and black because of the way light works.
Mm-hmm.
The eyes are relatively large, but kind of dead looking. He's not blind, but there's something strange. You don't have to roll to know more about the way he looks around. Like his eyes are like almost looking through you. It's very strange. But a couple other interesting things just about his physical appearance. You know, he's lithe, but very muscular, like Reaper. Does not have scales. Even though viperfish are fish, they are instead coated in some kind of slime that, as of this recording, scientists really don't understand why at this point.
Watch them solve what it is by the time this episode gets released, Austin. You know, just like they decide all of a sudden we should solve this for science.
Yep. These long glass-like teeth are, in fact, the largest of any animal by comparison, like the ratio of teeth to head. If they were at a different angle, they would just impale through the top and bottom of the fish's head if it closed its mouth. But it's more like it has a glass cage in front of its mouth. That's just the start of what this thing looks like. It's very upsetting. It's truly a deep-sea creature in the most extreme sense.
The second this attack hits Master Evers and he becomes visible, Reaper is going to like shoot forward, and I want them to clash like Goku and Vegeta do, where like their forearms hit each other.
Yeah, it's on site. It's on site, dog.
It's on site right now.
How many attacks do you want to roll? 3? 2?
I'd go full flurry.
4. Let's go.
Yeah, so it is going to be from Reaper 24, 22, 19, and 12.
22 and 24 hit.
Okay.
And then Master Evers will hit you with 21, 24, 22, and 29.
Those all hit.
Yep. So you all, start going ora on each other like fucking Star Platinum.
Yeah. 20 damage, if it matters.
It does.
I didn't know if we were being cinematic about it.
I'm being very cinematic.
Okay.
Don't get it twisted. Reaper, you take 48 damage.
Whoo!
So Evers does basically twice what you do. And then you see, as you kind of blast each other back from the force of your martial arts, his jaw unhinges. Right now, if you were as a human, listening to this podcast or making it, open your mouth. Like, how many degrees do you think you could open your mouth? Like 10, 15? Not very much.
I can do like 60.
A viperfish can open its mouth a full 90 degrees. Master Ever's jaw rests on his chest, basically. And the glass teeth are now like a phalanx of spears, basically, as he looks at you, Reaper, and says, "You're still so weak."
No, I'm not. I'm stronger than you.
No, you've brought many weaklings for me. And before you can even say anything, he's gone because he has crossed the entire length of the ship to attack Boyce, who used radiant magic, which is a big no-no. Does not enjoy this. It was very bad manners from where he's from, at the bottom of the depths of the ocean, considered very poor form. 18, 21, 21, 17.
Just lie.
What was that? What was that last one?
17?
That's more than 13, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so
those are all gonna hit.
Yeah, they all hit.
76.
Well,
Wait,
it doesn't
he
kill
has
Boyce.
a D20?
Yeah, it's 4d20.
Oh, no, I hit the wrong one.
I was like, holy shit! I'm done. I'm toasted. I'm done for, gang.
44.
Okay, Boyce is not knocked out. They are like, that is 2/3 of Boyce's health, like in one flurry, and I'd say that Boyce is like knocked out on their back. Hat landing on top of Gowdy, who like sort of curls defensively around Boyce and like gives like a little defensive posture at Master Evers here.
It's less that a martial artist like attacked you. It's suddenly as just a wind of darkness rushed over you, and there were 4 spear wounds in your body. That's what it felt like. And he's on the other side of the ship already, like 50 feet away from you, Boyce, before you even realize you've been hit.
Mm-hmm.
Reaper is immediately shooting towards him, shouting out, like, "This is just between us!" And she is going to try to intercept and try to knock the two of them off of the boat, essentially.
Oh, to tackle Master Evers?
Yeah, that's what she's going for.
All right, yeah, that's going to be a contest, I think. Strength or dexterity. You're good at the same things. I'll say that.
I mean, it's going to be dexterity. She is going to try to be like, "I'm faster. I can get more momentum than you." That's her goal.
I've been studying your character sheet so intensely.
18.
Oh, interesting. 28.
Damn.
I as Boyce lands the ground and sees this, they're gonna lift up a hand, shakily, point and Evers, and use silvery barbs.
All right, so I have to roll again
with disadvantage.
29.
Oh shit! He's just built different. We gotta get out of here.
Master Evers uses your own momentum against you. He's like water. He flows. Once again, doesn't even look at you. His eyes are on the side of his head, and they're just kind of staring strangely, at none of you. It's very disconcerting, and as if not even paying attention, just flips you, judo throws you over the side of the boat. Reaper tosses your ass.
Damn. Yeah, Reaper's just going to be shouting no as she goes down into the ocean. Because, 1, she is losing this fight tremendously, and 2, she's leaving Evers on a boat where her friends are.
Yeah, so it's going to be a second before Reaper can come back. In the meantime, Evers looks at you, Barbella, and you, Boyce, and something strange begins happening. He steps forward, but almost as if stepping out of himself, it appears there are now 2 of them. And then he steps forward again, and now it appears there are 3 of them.
Oh shit! He mastered Kage no Bushinjutsu.
I've got a theory though.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm looking at all of these, only one of them is real.
What
happens when I use compelled duel?
Yeah, I mean that's a good question. Why don't you roll nature for me? Because this is fish stuff.
Right, nature. 13.
What I'll say is, that Reaper talks all the times about using shadow, manipulating shadow, darkness. Where Master Evers is from, all there is darkness. And so he probably has some other adaptations that you don't know about. So you don't know how exactly he's doing this, but this is something about living in the absolute crushing black that he has adapted into his martial arts. So
okay.
As far as your compelled duel goes, he can hear you if you speak, it'll be fine. But attacking him is going to be a whole different other thing.
Okay, well, in that case, I'm going to start regardless with compelled duel. So whichever one of these is real, it's going to have to come fight me, and eventually I will work out which one's real.
All right, compelled duel is a save which he will choose to fail because he loves violence.
Okay, I'm up for that. In that case, I'm just going to start swinging at shadows and seeing which one gets hit.
Yeah. All right, so here's how this works: is you just have disadvantage on attempts to hit him forever.
Oh, that's okay. That's not that bad.
This is literally it's the classic iconic ability that displacer beasts have.
Okay, so the first roll is a 20 with disadvantage for that first attack. Second attack.
Yeah, 20.
And the second attack is a 16 with disadvantage.
So 16 and 20?
Yeah.
Both miss.
Oh.
What do you say when you compel the duel?
I don't care which one of you it is. Come and fight me. I'm over here. Come and get me. I've got plenty of swinging in me.
Master Evers turns his head slightly, but once again, neither of his eyes look at you directly or exactly. And he says, "You look strong, but so slow. So slow." That is going to be a crit, a botch, a 27, and a 31.
Double crit!
A double crit and a botch.
Austin, can you summarize how dead I am?
Hold on. Austin, may I suggest something from the botch?
Absolutely.
Reaper has the ability to teleport into shadows. All this dude is doing is making shadows. Can Reaper teleport into it and take this attack for Barbella?
You realize there's 2 crits here and you want to do that?
I am aware.
I have big sturdy armor. I can take some hits.
I think this is what Reaper would want to do as a character.
Okay.
Okay, homie. I love this for you. Please, Reaper. I like your character too much. I'm sorry. I made this guy too strong. Oh, no. 54 damage.
So here's what I want to establish. Reaper goes down, but she is not dead. She did not take enough damage for like the D&D insta-kill. But she does go down. She does not have 54 health left.
Okay, yeah, if you just want to take it all, go ahead. Apologies for trying to...
It makes sense in D&D terms, but as a scriptwriter, I like the idea of, he rushes at you, you close your eyes, and then suddenly Reaper's hanging in the air from 5 glass javelins.
Oh. I gotta get faster, apparently.
Uh-huh. And you are face to face with Master Evers, just dead eyes, like right up to you, because the way viperfish attack, they don't bite. They just open their mouth and they go incredibly fast. That is literally how this animal hunts. Their spine is like a shock absorber as they literally just run over animals. It's wild, and that's what happens to Reaper. You just get impaled and you're face to face. Like eyes like looming, like just looking into your soul as his tongue just kind of like tastes the blood as it leaks out of your wounds.
Yeah, I like to think that the last thing that sort of happens as Reaper fades off is she's just looking sort of limply at Master Evers, and she has just been like, as you said, sort of impaled on these spears, and the 2 little tassels that she has around her arms fall off.